Yes programming. So yes programming is a technique from sales which says that when people start saying yes to something, they're more likely to say yes to the next thing. For example, if I want to say, sir, what's your name? Drake? Jake. J-A-K-E? Jake. So if I want Jake is, let's say Jake is operations manager of a factory. And if I want Jake to actually run an improvement initiative on his factory floor, I would say, Jake, I think we should run an improvement initiative on your factory floor. We can improve things, da-da-da. Most likely, Jake is going to say no. Every time there's improvement initiatives, people push back. But if I start off with yes programming, I say, Jake, we have done some great work in the past and we have produced some great results. But would you agree there is always opportunity for improvement? What is he going to say? Yes. Now he said yes to me once. Now he's more likely to say yes to the next thing. He's more likely to say yes to the next thing, right? So this is called yes programming. You ask them a rhetorical question that is very difficult for somebody to say no to. So it was very difficult for him to say no. No, there is no opportunity for growth. Obviously, he would not say no to that, right? Are we here to do some great work? Everybody's going to say yes, right? So there you got them into the yes program, which means try to get somebody to say a smaller yes before you want them to say a bigger yes. Well-structured message is more likely to get people on board. So what is the right structure? Every message has three components. What are the three components? Why, what, and how. These three things are always there. Sometimes we might miss out on one of those, but what does the why mean? Why means why should we actually do it? Why should we run an improvement initiative? What is about what to run, right? So improvement initiative. How will it actually happen? We'll bring consultants in, we'll bring those things, it's going to take 6 months. So how is the more of the mechanics of what we want to do? Make sense? Most people have the tendency to get right into the what. They would say, let's run an improvement initiative. And then they get pushed back. I want you to invest in Bitcoin. And they get pushed back. I want you to invest, let's do this project. They get pushed back. Why? Because they didn't talk about why we need to do it. We need to do it because of these, and these reasons. Right? So when we communicate in this manner, which was brought up by Simon Sinek, have you seen his TED Talk? That's one of the most highly watched TED Talks of all time. So watch it, it's pretty cool. And this is what he brought up in one of his concepts he called Golden Circle, which essentially means you got to start with the why and then go into the what and then finally the how. And typically the ratio that you want to use is for an influencing conversation is 60% you want to spend on the what, the why, 30% on the what, and 10% on the how. If you don't spend enough time on the what and getting them engaged in why we need to do this, for example, what would that conversation look like between me and Jake? It'll be, you know, Jake, would you agree our defect rate has gone really high? He'll say, yeah, it's going really high. And we've been looking into some alternatives. So I'm just talking about the why, what's broken, what we need to improve, why are we actually doing it, right? So a lot of our conversation needs to spend time spent on the why, which makes sense, right? Because that is the main reason we're going to do it. Sounds good? Okay. Subtle assumption of yes. This is very subtle, as it sounds like. Assuming the yes. What that means is, hey, we talked about the project, what do you suggest are the next steps? As opposed to, hey, would you agree? Do you agree? Now that sounds like a big question to some people. They're like, I need to think about this. Does that happen? Right? If you ask them for a clear-cut answer. So what you do is you just ask them, what are the next steps? What do you suggest we do next? And if they are in agreement, if they're on the borderline, that typically pushes them over. Mirroring. Now, mirroring is one of the first few techniques invented in human psychology. And mirroring is based on the idea that human beings like people like people who are like what? Who are like themselves, right? So we're more likely to get attracted to people who are like us. And that is what mirroring is based on. And we already mirror people anyways. For example, if Jake wanted to become friends with the CEO of his company, or he wanted to become friends with a 5-year-old, what are the things he would change in his communication? Would he change the tone of his voice? Would he change the language he uses? Would he change his body language? He probably change the topics of what he's going to talk about. He's going to talk about games and other things with the kid. And when he talks to the CEO, he's going to change all of those things to align more with the CEO. He's going to talk about topics that he knows the CEO is interested in. Yes or no? We all do that. That's called mirroring. You're trying to mirror the CEO so that you can build a connection with him. You're trying to mirror the kid to build a connection with them. And what mirroring is, being a slightly more strategic and conscious about it. So if I'm meeting somebody and that person talks like slowly and they're soft-spoken, and I'm all excited and I'm talking loud and I'm having big arm gestures, is that likely to build connection in between us? Yes or no? No, right? So that is what mirroring is. When you see somebody is far apart, you want to start to mirror them a little bit. So when they are speaking softly, make a conscious effort to speak slightly softly so that they feel connected with you. They feel comfortable around you. What did you learn from this video? Comment below and let me know. I read every single comment on my videos. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future videos. We already have a lot of videos on our channel. Check the playlist on marketing, sales, communication, leadership, influence, persuasion, all of these skills that will help you transform the game and raise your career to the next level.